Titans back to practice after the bye week, getting a bonus day on Monday, getting a couple of guys back to help them out, and they get set for the Jaguars on Sunday, noon kickoff over on News Channel 5. Here's head coach Mike Vrabel today.
Too much stuff. There you go. But for your team, you've got 3 guys now designated to return. How needed, how helpful was this bye week now?
Well, I think so. I mean, I think those guys are, have been working extremely hard to get back. Which is what we ask everybody that isn't participating. And, I felt like, the training staff, the weight staff, everybody involved, the player, those particular players worked extremely hard. I think it's beneficial. One thing we talk about, as far as technology is, being able to track those guys and the speed in which that they're, running as they return. And I think that's been really good for us to take advantage of that stuff. And I think it helps the player to be able to see, hey, here's where you were in the game. This is what you're running in the game. And then, we can track that and monitor that and show them, as they get closer so that, one, we're all on the same page and they, two, have a lot of confidence to come back.
You've urged us several times to tweet NFL officiating.
I did. I couldn't get a hold of you last night, so I went ahead and did
it. What prompted that, and what'd you think of that play?
Oh, it was, it was just, my opportunity to sit there and be a fan and watch, and I felt like, it was a good opportunity to remind everybody the rules for the process of a catch. That's all that was is my, I have that on my phone. That's on my home screen, the rule book. So I took a screenshot, figured out how to tweet it out so everybody that followed could understand what the process of a catch was and what it isn't.
Part of the issue there may be that a time amount, there's nothing in the rule that mentions how long it has to last.
I just think that was, my opportunity to talk about the process of the catch, no different than, trying to identify instances across the league to show our players, whether that's surviving the ground, not having the ability to take that third step or make a football movement. These are all, close, critical plays. And, hopefully we can teach our players, to understand how things are being called, and then, being able to play to the recovery of the football, all those things that go into, close plays that are either ruled turnovers or could potentially be reviewed and, have to have clear recovery. So there's a lot of things that go into it. It's an extremely fast game. We had one last week, Anthony, the whistle hadn't blown. Anthony picked the ball up, which, we're instructing him to, whether there was a whistle, I don't think there was, to run and make them stop you. He recovered it, but then again, the play continued to go. I don't know why, but then somebody knocked it out of his hands. Taylor picked him, maybe 2 fumbles on the play and lost, 4 or 5 yards, whatever it was. So, there's a lot of those plays that come up that we just try to make sure our guys understand, how we want to try to execute them.
You had to scale back maybe how much speed you could practice with in recent weeks. You hoping you can kind of get back to more of that?
I think so. I think we're it's going to be real critical that we focus on our fundamentals, our conditioning, practicing with some speed as we, head in here to December. All those things that make a difference in football games, taking care of the football, trying to disrupt it, going back to the double periods, Luke, at the beginning and then, halfway through to try to see if we can find a way to turn it over and go find those opportunities and then take care of it.
As you evaluate Brian over the course of this season, how significant is it to you that he obviously hasn't had his top skill guys?
Well, it's a complete thing, Gentry. It is. It's a whole package. But we all have a job, whether it's mine, it's the coordinators, the position coaches, to get guys ready to play, to find ways to win football games. And as the quarterback, that that has to be the same thing, and understanding who's out there, understanding what we're trying to get done with the play, taking care of the football. But then, everybody else has a job to do as well, as far as protection and making sure that we're firm in the middle of the pocket, that we're staying inside out on the edges, that we're winning, that we're identifying. So the time for evaluation is not now, but it's the time for teaching and trying to improve as we work our way here into December is probably what the most important thing is.
Earlier in the year, you had mentioned Anthony Burker as a guy that you wanted to feature in the red zone. Obviously, that isn't happening as much. What's going on there? How can you guys get him better involved?
Well, I don't, necessarily know that it's featuring any one person. It's about being efficient and scoring touchdowns when we're down there. Whether we run it in, whether we throw it, that we have to, continue to focus on fighting through the fringe and finishing drives with points. And if Anthony's down there and he's open, I'm confident that Ryan will throw him the ball, just like if anybody else is open or whoever we hand it off to. That's the most important thing. It's not about one guy trying to feature, somebody and split them out and throw fades to a tight end. I don't know if that's going to be in the game plan this week, but it's about being efficient and scoring and fighting through that fringe area where we've, haven't been very good.
Why hasn't he been open down there?
Well, whether he, I don't know if he hasn't been open. He hasn't been in a game. There's sometimes there's different personnel packages, and again, his main role right now is third down and special teams. So, there's a lot of reasons. Whether he's in the game or he's not in the game, guys are open. The space is limited. Space is limited down in the red zone for everybody. You have to run. If we get open quickly and identify whether it's man or zone, and they're passing you off, and we have to be, get the ball out of our hands. You see how quickly things happen down there, like the end of the Pittsburgh game.
It's not a full evaluation you'll do at the end of the year, but were you able to do kind of a self-scout last week, given the bodies that have been in and out the last 2 weeks, and how much can that help you over the final month?
Well, I think we're always, trying to do that, whether that's a bye week or an opportunity during the regular season after the game to try to figure out, what it is that we're doing well, what it is that we have some confidence in, things that we need to improve, and making sure, again, this is a focus on fundamentals, this focus on conditioning, not letting, our conditioning be a factor down the stretch here now that it's December, focusing on trying to eliminate bad football. That would be a huge key in our success here down the stretch.
Mike, do you argue that what you got from Hilliard and Foreman against New England is something that you can build on going forward to kind of make the running game the most stable part of the offense, like it was with Derek?
Oh, I think we have to, to continue down that path. I thought there was some really good efforts. I thought there were some plays that were well blocked, and we can't fumble. We can't. Everybody that we handed the ball off to fumbled in that game, so that's going to lose you games.
Mike, speaking about
Derek, how is he doing at this point? Do you feel good about where he is?
He won't be out there this week. He won't be out there this week, Ben. That's all I can tell you, but I think he's doing okay.
You'll be able to tell more once you hit the practice field. Do you feel like the bye week and some time did some guys some good as far as decompressing a little bit?
I think so. I think so. There was we worked through some moving parts this morning trying to get everybody tested and make sure that everybody was healthy, which is the case. We tried to, I had to push some meetings back just a little bit because you got a bunch of guys waiting out there to wait on test results and everything else. But I felt like the entire staff and Sal and the testers and everybody handled that really well. And the guys came in and we tried to keep an open mind and just understand that there were going to be a lot of moving parts today to get guys back into the building coming off the bye, and then we'll see how hopefully guys are moving around with some energy at practice.
As you get more guys back, can you naturally do more?
Do more in the sense of hopefully like playing better, or more what?
Open things up. It makes more things available to you, game plan wise, play call wise.
I mean, I don't think I think we have plenty of plays. I do. Any critiques you can send to Stretch, but I don't think it's an issue about not having enough plays. I think the execution is critical, and if we find some things that we feel like that we can add that can help us, and that it looks like the players understand the details of it and the concepts, and that they can execute it with some speed and some confidence, then I'm all for it.
You haven't thrown deep a lot, for example. If you get a faster receiver back, does that give you more opportunities?
Yeah, and we can protect and we can hold up and have time to get the football off and have guys get open. Sure, I think that would be great. I think just their ability to be efficient. You're going to have to get some X plays, however we can. We've created, we're a much better screen team, this year. Everybody would like to throw it down the field 50 yards and have them catch it. But we are improved in some other areas, and I think that's, our ability to throw the ball downfield is going to be one where, we hope we can improve.
Are teams doing things differently against some of the games and stunts that you guys play up front, or is there like something you guys could do to make that as effective as it was a few weeks ago?
Well, we're number one in the league in 3rd and 7 to 10. So, and we're 24th in the league in 3rd and 3 to 6. So there's your self-scout. And we need to get them in 3rd and 7 to 10 so that you have some time to execute those. 3rd and 3, sometimes the ball's off. Sometimes that doesn't apply. I wouldn't say that we've seen anything other than, the Houston game, there weren't a lot of whole opportunities. And again, when we did have pressure, we saw the quarterback run. So.
How important is Bud Dupree?
I'm sorry?
How important is Bud Dupree to those stunts and twists?
Well, everybody's important. Everybody's important. Those are about guys working together, whether that's on the defensive front, a guy working with somebody else, a guy doing their job to help somebody else maybe get free or to get themselves free. It's also about, the combination blocks on offense, making sure that, when we're trying to block them, because everybody's running the same stuff, that you're staying firm, staying tight, you're not getting a whole lot of separation between each other so that you can get picked.
Back on Julio for a second. How hopeful are you that by shutting him down and maybe getting him back now that we'll be able to break the cycle of play a couple of weeks and have a setback?
We're just focused on today. We're focused on today and seeing how he responds.
You made a point last week to talk about the importance of the bye week for the guys mentally to get away from it. Do you sense that they came back today in a good mental spot? And how well have they kind of kept an even keel from 6 wins through 2 losses to now down the stretch?
I think that's, you're frustrated when you lose. That's not why we come to work. We come to work to prepare to win. We understand the ups and downs of this league, the grind of it. I didn't think that we were broken by any means. I thought we were a little bent. I thought we were a little beat up, nicked up, but not broken. There's too many good things that happened in those 2 losses to think that somehow we're broken. We just have to do some things better, do them more consistently, and eliminate some of the stuff that unfortunately we've all witnessed get you beat.
Along those lines, log jam atop the AFC with you guys right there. What's your message to your guys this week?
Haven't even talked one bit about that. My message today had nothing to do with our record, anybody else's record, the standings or playoffs. It had everything to do with getting back to the basics and the fundamentals and just really working some technique and bringing guys back together. All the little things, getting in and out of the huddle, communicating, just getting out there and practicing.
Why is that the